Trade Guitars is giving away this Gibson Custom Shop Les Paul to one of you. How to enter? Subscribe to Play and Trade Guitars on YouTube, and we'll give it away when we hit 50,000 subscribers. Welcome back to Play and Trade Guitars. I'm John, that's Zach behind the camera. Of course, this is Play and Trade Guitars, where we play it and trade it. I've got a job for all of you today, hoping that you'll weigh in and vote on which Les Paul I should keep. You know how it is to have too many guitars in your collections. You want to keep them all, but there's so many guitars and there's only so much money. So I can only keep one. So I'm gonna go through an uncasing, I'm gonna put them on the bench and talk specs, and then of course we're gonna plug them in and play them. But at the top, if you're in the market for any new gear or you find yourself looking for some new guitars that you want to purchase, click to buy using our link. That goes for any gear that you're in the market for. Click to buy using our link in the description because it supports our channel directly when you do that. Also, we're getting real close to giving away our Gibson Custom Shop Les Paul when we hit 50,000 subscribers. All you've got to do is subscribe and use the Gleam entry link in the description to sign up. And that kind of brings me to the point of today. It's a little bit bittersweet, this journey of selecting a new Les Paul, because one of you are gonna have this beauty soon. Let's talk about this gorgeous Gibson Custom Shop Les Paul we got from the demo shop last year. So when I plug in the new Les Pauls to demo, I'm also gonna plug this one in just as kind of a reference, because this has been such a beautiful sounding Les Paul. This is a Gibson Custom Shop R7 1957 reissue that we picked up when we toured the Gibson factory in Nashville, Tennessee. It was such a cool moment, and you can relive it with our Gibson tours on our channel. But this guitar has been just fantastic to have around, and I know one of you will enjoy it soon. Bittersweet, but it's got to go to one of you. That leaves me with a gaping hole in my heart and collection. So we'll flip these latches and take a look at my remaining options, and you'll decide which one I should keep. And after playing so many guitars, I've really been surprised to find that it all goes back to what you've been used to maybe when you started playing. This was my very first Les Paul. This is a 2002 Gibson Les Paul Voodoo. And basically it's got a satin finish, which I've come to rediscover how much I like the satin finish. It's got a 50 style thicker neck, which I tell you all the time, I like the 50 style neck. And it's cool. It's a guitar that my dad bought for me. We took a trip to Memphis to visit the other Gibson factory, and I bought this at Strings and Things in Memphis. But it's also become kind of my comparison sake for judging a Les Paul because I put so many hours into this. So all this kind of past and present comes together. I've got to decide which Les Paul to keep. So let's flip these latches and I'll show you option 1, 2, and 3 of some beautiful, beautiful Les Pauls. It's gonna be a difficult decision, but I know you'll help me, so let's do it. Let's flip some latches. All right, so here's your choices, and remember to weigh in the comments. Option 1, this is a 2000 Heritage H150. I love this guitar. An important thing to me is having it gig tested, making sure that you're comfortable with the way it sounds in the mix with a band. Feels great in the hands. This is really probably like kind of a 1959 reissue in terms of the neck and overall sounds. It's got a set of Seymour Duncan 59s we'll talk about on the bench. All right, option 2, you can see this Gibson Custom Art and Historic case. So we're going Gibson Custom Shop, and we're gonna be looking at a 2001 Gibson Custom R8, so a 1958 reissue. Check out that incredible flamed maple top. This is gonna have a set of 57 humbuckers, and just a gorgeous, gorgeous guitar. R8 reissue, almost pretty close to the R7 reissue. This one actually has a thicker neck, so we'll look at that on the bench as well. And option number 3, one that I picked up pretty recently, is a 2022 Gibson Les Paul 50s Standard. So it's got that 50 neck, that 50s profile neck that I like so much. Check out the flamed pattern on this maple top. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous guitar. This one I picked up kind of accidentally, and I just fell in love with it. It's actually a Wildwood exclusive guitar, so it has a set of Wildwood 59 pickups, which are kind of unique. So why don't we get these all out on the bench, we'll get some essential specs, and then we'll decide when we plug it in and play it, which is the one to keep. Let's do it. All right, so option number 1 is this beautiful Heritage H150. So technically we can't call it a Les Paul, that's a trademark of Gibson, but if you don't know the story of Heritage guitars, it's an awesome story. They took over the old Gibson Kalamazoo factory and continued making guitars under the Heritage name. Beautiful, beautiful renditions of their single cut guitars, which, you know, we can't call it a Les Paul, but that's basically what they were building using the same machinery that Gibson was using back in the 50s and 60s, and I think that's so cool at the Kalamazoo plant. This is gonna have a set of Seymour Duncan 59 humbuckers because that's what Heritage was using in the H150s. This is a year 2000. See, it's a little bit more of a plain top, but the cool thing is from the right angle, you actually get some streaks of flame, both on the bottom bout, the side, and even on this left bout if you kind of hit it from the right angle. So I love how it has kind of a double characteristic top, which is really cool. And then flipping it over, you can see that red gloss. A bit of playwear on this one because I do take this one out and play it. I trust it. I trust it with my life. An important thing with a guitar, you got to trust it when you take it out on stage, and I think this guitar sounds awesome. Made in Kalamazoo, Michigan. It's got the Grover tuners. This guitar is made in 2000. It's got a beautiful piece of rosewood. Check out that real mother of pearl inlays. Let's get some basic measurements on it. So this one weighs in at just over 9.5 pounds. It's got what I would describe probably as like a 59 neck profile. So it's gonna be the slimmest neck of all three options that we're talking about today. We have a nut at 1.67 inches, first fret at 0.79 inches, up to a 12th fret of 0.86 inches. So slimmer of the three for sure, you'll see. Body thickness comes in at 1.98 inches, and we'll get a reading on these pickups too. Flipping on the multimeter, we'll get a reading on the pickups. It's a set of Seymour Duncan 59s, and you can see it's 7.7 in bridge, 7.2 in neck, 3.6 combined. All right, what a ridiculous beauty. This is that 2001 Gibson Custom Art and Historic 1958 reissue Les Paul from the Gibson Custom Shop. Insane maple flame on this one. It's going to have a set of 57 humbuckers stock from the factory. Everything on this guitar is just absolutely beautiful. The electronics have been upgraded. The pots and caps have been upgraded. We can take a quick peek at that. But let's go ahead and get our weight, neck measurements, and pickup readings. This comes in at 9 pounds on the nose, so exactly 9 pounds. All right, so the 1958 reissue, this has a thick neck. Wait till you see the readings on this one. That reads in at 1.66 inches. But this is where it'll get interesting. Here comes the first fret reading. First fret is 0.89 inches, up to a 12th fret of 1 inch exactly. This is almost the exact same readings as the ES335 that we demoed on the channel, the Gibson 335. So definitely a thicker 50s profile neck for sure. This is also what a lot of people now call the good wood era. For whatever reason, a lot of R8s that you see made after this have much plainer tops, but this batch from the early 2000s, we call it the good wood era, ridiculously flamed maple top, great choice woods. Look at the beautiful piece of rosewood with this mother of pearl inlay, just really, really nice top shelf stuff from the custom shop. Body thickness, 1.98 inches, just like the Heritage. These are Gibson 57 burst buckers, stock from the factory. We're at 7.5 in bridge, 7.4 in neck, 3.7 combined. All right, so lifting the control cavity cover, see what you make of these upgrades. We have 500K Burns pots. You can see R8 down in the maple top etched in there, and the caps are upgraded as well. So you can see for the age, I mean, it's a 2001. It's in pretty good shape though. I mean, check out the nitro is starting to fade a little bit, particularly in the play surface of the back of the neck. You see a lot of the fade from about open position up to the top where the heel is, and that's just there's been a lot of play time put on this guitar, and yet it's actually in really good shape considering. I mean, there's no real dings or big marks or anything. It looks fantastic on the front side as well. Last but not least, option number 3. This is a beautiful 2022 Gibson Les Paul 50 Standard. This is actually a Wildwood exclusive, and I kind of bought this by accident. I wasn't looking for it, but in a buy-sell group, it popped up. And I got it for a good price because it actually came with a broken bridge pickup. And I want to give a shout out to Wildwood Guitars because they were kind enough to just send me a replacement, which was awesome. But I also want to give a shout out. We featured this on the live broadcast that Zach and I do every couple weeks. And I want to give a big shout out to JD of Sonic Soup Pickups. He saw that this guitar, you actually see it in a few of our videos hanging without the bridge pickup in a few of our videos. And I have the stock one, which is good because we'll be able to have that as a baseline. And then what I'd like to do is start comparing pickup sounds. And I want to give a shout out to JD of Sonic Soup Pickups for sending us a set of humbuckers. I thought that was awesome, so thank you. And then, I mean, check out that dark piece of rosewood, this crazy flame pattern. Beautiful characteristic, not just, you know, straight flame like the R8 that we just looked at. It's got all kinds of characteristic things going on. That's beautiful. This is like a new thing. It's got the sticker on the pick guard, and I don't know, like the way people leave stickers on hats, I'm starting to like get weirdly obsessive about on this guitar leaving the sticker on. So I haven't brought myself to peel it off yet. But this one's gig tested too. I took this out and played it with the Heavy Sounds out of Chicago, and this guitar sounded fantastic. So always good when you can kind of trust a guitar. Trusting a guitar is one of the most important things, and having a good feel, good sound from the pickups in the mix. But all right, let's get a weight. 9 pounds, 2 ounces, so we'll call it 9.1 pounds. All three guitars in a similar weight range. This is the Les Paul Standard 50s, so of course it's gonna have a 50s neck profile, a little more beefy, I like that. Gloss nitro finish. This one has a slightly wider nut, 1.69 inches, 0.9 inches at the first, 0.99 inches at the 12th. So actually very, very comparable, almost the same as the R8 in terms of neck measurements. Body thickness, exactly 2 inches. Humbuckers here, actually a set of Wildwood exclusive 59s. So let's see where those read in. Bridge pickup at 7.0, neck pickup at 6.9, 3.4 combined. And just for comparison's sake, let's take a quick reading of the giveaway guitar. This is an R7 from the Gibson Custom Shop. 9.1 pounds, so basically just a hair over 9 pounds. Seeing a trend here. Of course, we'll also have a 50s profile neck on the giveaway guitar. 1.69 inches at the nut, 0.91 inches at the first fret, up to 1.0 inches at the 12th. So this is actually the thickest neck out of all of them, just by a hair. 1.92 inches thick. So actually the thinnest of the group. In this case, we have a set of Gibson custom buckers. So these would actually be the most expensive pickups out of the whole group. These are about $500 to $600 a set. Reading 7.7 in bridge, 7.7 in neck, 3.8 combined. Now all these Les Pauls are beautiful, and of course I can't hold on to this one because one of you get the luxury of owning this guitar soon. All you gotta do is use our Gleam entry link in the description. We'll give that away when we hit 50,000 subscribers via the Gleam platform, so make sure you're signed up. Now, of course they're all beautiful, and that's one way to judge it, so drop a comment already just based on looks alone. Is it option 1, the Heritage H150? Is it option 2, the Gibson Custom R8? Or is it option 3, the beautiful Gibson Les Paul Standard 50s? Visually is one way, but of course what really matters, we've got to plug them in, we've got to play them, we've got to let you hear these guitars. So drop a comment as we go. I'll give you a direct clean tone. We'll fire it up through a Fender Deluxe Reverb, hit a few riffs, and then put it behind a track to let you hear all of them in context. Remember, if you're in the market for any new gear, click to buy any new gear using our purchase link in the description because it supports our channel directly when you do that. Thanks so much to all of you who have bought guitars and other gear. Let's head over, get plugged in, and this is the really fun part. Let's see how these guitars sound, and you help me make a decision as we go. All right, my goodness, what will it be? Vote in the comments. Is it choice 1, the 2000 Heritage H150? Choice 2, the 2001 Gibson Custom R8, beautiful guitar? Or choice 3, that beautiful, beautiful 2022 Les Paul Standard 50s with that beautiful top? We also threw in the giveaway guitar in there. I can't keep it because pretty soon it's going to one of you. Help us hit 50,000 subscribers really soon by sharing with your friends, making sure you're subscribed, and signing up on Gleam. That's coming up real quick. Thanks to all of you. This has been fun. We've shot out guitars with different pickups, different neck carves, and when you play a Les Paul, they're all Les Pauls, they're all great, but some are better than others. And now I've got to make a tough decision, and I'm going to rely on you to vote in the comments to figure out what I should do with paring down my collection. I've got some ideas, but I'd love to hear yours, so make sure you comment. And then as we go forward, we'll feature some pickup demos on the guitar that we all choose as the Plain Trade Guitars community. For Plain Trade Guitars, I'm John, that's Zach behind the camera. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. This has been such a fun look at these beautiful, beautiful Les Pauls. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you on the next video. Take care.